welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Virgo. This is going to be a general weekly outlook for March 15th to the 22nd. And before I pull out the romance angel messages, let me just remind you all to become a subscriber and leave me a comment if you want to be in a drawing for the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Deck and Guidebook box. I'm giving this away this month. Beautiful deck. It's the same deck that I use each week for the weeklies. And March 31st, I will be announcing the winner by video. So make sure you tune in on that day and let me know your details if you are the winner. All right, guys, let's get right into it. This is for Virgo, as I said, and we're going to go ahead and pull out your romance angel messages. Then we'll pull out your animal spirits. Straight out, we have reconciliation for you, Virgo. Nice. We have forgiving and learning. This has come out quite a lot. I think this has like been the third, maybe even fourth time this has come up. And deception. Oh. So somebody's being deceptive, wearing a false mask in a relationship or a connection, right? You're going to be dealing with that this week, perhaps. All right, let's go ahead and get out your animal spirits. See what kind of animal spirits you're dealing with this week in light of those messages, right? Deception as well. And as reconciliation, so someone's dealing with some toxic energy, right? Let's just see what it's all about. All right, Virgo, pull out your romance, your animal spirits. All right, straight out, we have the gazelle, fire energy. We have the shark, more water energy. And we have the unicorn, ether energy or spirit. Wow. Some fairly interesting, a prey, a predator, and a mythical beast, right? Let's get right into it. The gazelle is associated with fire energy. And the gazelle is one of these lovely creatures that is really sort of powerful and graceful and beautiful all in its own right, right? The gazelle, the spirit of the gazelle comes into our lives when we are moving fast, right? We're making a lot of decisions. We're going through life quite quickly, but we also need to be very aware. The gazelle is extremely sort of alert and pays attention to all kinds of predators that may be around it. It has to constantly remain vigilant, right? And alert and aware of its surroundings so that it is safe. And this is the spirit of the gazelle coming into you right now. For some of you, you may be feeling like, look, you know, I need to be much more alert about what I'm doing, about who I'm dealing with. This could just be an environment that you're in that requires you to be this way, right? Or it simply could be sort of just, you know, the nature of certain events in your life right now that is requiring you to be quite observant and aware, right? So be careful. We have the shark, which is water energy. The shark is associated with keeping those really deep, dark, you know, feelings and emotions we have about a situation, maybe even our true feelings about something, below the surface, sort of keeping them constantly buried beneath the surface, or here we have with the shark sort of lurking beneath the surface of the water. It's generally when we don't want to face up to the fact about how we really feel. We may be in a relationship that we're not really happy with, but we don't want to face it for whatever reason, because maybe it's a hassle to get out of. We wish it was working out, but it's not. We may be feeling sorry for the other person and don't want to hurt them, so we end up staying and staying. There's so many reasons that we use, or reasons that people have for sort of ignoring their true feelings sometimes, you know, out of fear or worry. In any case, the shark reminds us, the spirit of the shark reminds us exactly how dangerous that is, right? Because the shark is definitely a strong predator creature. And, excuse me, it talks about how, you know, when a shark comes out of nowhere, when it erupts, when it really arrives on the scene angry, just like our feelings, when our feelings erupt, this could be a really difficult time, a really shocking time. You know, our feelings are going to come to the surface, but sometimes when that happens in an uncontrolled way, then you have no control, right? And so your feelings may end up sort of surfacing in a very sort of violent, chaotic way, uncontrolled way, unfocused, very aggressive, or, making ridiculous sort of decisions and actions because they're just erupting. So you have to be very careful. The shark reminds us that sometimes we need to just face up to what we're really feeling before it comes out without our control. Now the unicorn is associated with third eye, which is the sixth chakra. And the unicorn is associated with us, questioning and having that curiosity about magic and the spirit and the divine. A lot of us believe in that sort of thing, but it's like there's no proof, right? And so a lot of this is the same as really believing in magic, right? Believing in spirit and the soul and, higher lives and a connection to your higher self. This is almost as if this is almost the same as believing in a unicorn. And so the unicorn sort of reminds us to have a curiosity about that side of life. If we want to be open to messages that perhaps could confirm to us, approve to us in our own feelings about these things, we have to be open to them. We have to have a little bit of faith, a little bit of belief in magic, and a little bit of faith in those things to begin with, because there is no proof. And a lot of this is associated with this energy of opening up your third eye because you have faith, right? Because you have a curiosity at the very least. Even if you don't have faith, you certainly have a curiosity about the things that are unexplained, right? And so with that curiosity comes an openness for information or messages to come in to satisfy that curiosity. And so that's all associated with that unicorn energy, that third eye or sixth chakra energy. All right, guys, let's get right into it. We're going to pull out 3 forecasts for Virgo coming up for March 15th to the 22nd. Now, these forecasts are intended to be separate from each other, so you may not resonate with more than one or part of one, and that's fine. So just take it as it comes to you. If it doesn't apply to your life in any kind of way, then this reading just simply is not for you, and that's okay also. All right, so let's get straight into it. Justice showing up so much in readings lately. Temperance energy and the Six of Swords. So some of you are dealing with a lot of court decisions, official decisions, promotions, documents, things like that. Official events or experiences or interactions that serve to rebalance an area of your life. Justice has been a really strongly reoccurring card for the last month or so, and it just seems like a lot of us are dealing with a place in our lives or portion of our lives where we have been living in a very imbalanced way or out of balance way, and now everyone is sort of dealing with mechanisms of having that balance brought back, right? Justice being done. And for you, it's the same thing, Virgo. You're either waiting or experiencing an official event of some kind that's meant to bring more of a rebalancing to your life. Beginning of this week, you're really busy with that. By the middle of the week, the events and everything that happened, the experiences that you have this week really cause you to exercise a lot of temperance. It could be that you have a lot of volatility all around you. You're having to be very much like spirit of the gazelle. Be careful. Don't let people's energy or actions or attitudes move you off your position of control. That's what temperance is all about. Remaining in control in the face of external energies that seek to sort of make you react or make you act in a way that you will regret later. Being strong enough to maintain your center is what temperance is all about. And so you're doing that. You may be dealing with people who are also very deceptive this week. Reconciliation. So you may be dealing with the reconciliation sort of issue here officially, right? This could be some kind of judgment or decision again coming in. It's interesting, but by the end of the week, you're able to move away. I think you get your judgment. I think you get everything working out for you, and you're actually able to finally move away from a situation that has been really difficult to deal with for some time. Six of Swords can indicate that you're finally moving towards harmony in the situation, and some of you will actually be able to move like physically. You may be waiting for money to come in here. And as you're waiting, this action comes in. It may have come in last week, or it comes in the beginning of this week. By the end of the week, though, you're ready to move. You have everything in place that allows you to do that. And if money was on the table, then that means money has come through also. And for some of you, you may be physically moving out of the city or out of the state or out of the country. And you will be taking your family with you. If you have a family, you'll be taking family with you. But you'll be doing it as something that you had always wanted to do, and it'll definitely be a feeling of moving away and moving towards an environment that you've been wanting to live in for a lot longer. Very nice outcome. Devil, Page of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Wow. So some of you are coming into the week resonating with devil energy. So you're feeling really tempted to take the easy road. You're feeling really tempted to sort of just go down that road of instant gratification and satisfaction. Some of you may be dealing with some toxic energy, or you may be in a relationship that is extremely codependent. The devil is all about being a slave to your passions, being in codependent relationships, having addictions. This is all about sort of taking the easy road in a lot of ways, you know, being satisfied with immediate gratification rather than the long-term gratification, and the, you know, falling into cycles, right, of repeating that, and then you find yourself willing to do more and more painful things. This is the nature of a codependent relationship as well. It's a relationship where, you know, maybe for a few seconds you get that one feeling that you want, maybe a feeling of loving or protection or whatever, but you know, for the rest of the time you pay the price in a relationship that is very toxic and very painful, all for the promise of that one moment where you feel good. And whatever it is that makes you feel good with the other, right, it's like a cyclical sort of you know, it goes into cycles. It's a cyclical sort of interaction that you have. And ultimately, it's very dysfunctional and it's codependent, because it's like, you know, you can't have one without the other, for seemingly, right? You can't have the good experience without the bad experience for some reason. And it's just, you know, you're resonating with that. You may be dealing with a really messed up situation, right? But this week you come into a Page of Pentacles. So Virgo, it's like you're trying to be very, very busy with your career or your business. This could be a situation that you're in at home, and right now you just really need to make money, hustle. Page of Pentacles is all about hustling, you know, doing the work, getting out, you know what I mean? It's like the very practical side of getting things done. We're not talking here about the planning or strategizing just yet. We're just talking about the legwork, right? So some of you are then like, look, maybe in an effort to get out of the situation, I don't know, but something about this energy you're resonating with is coming up in the reading, so it's important to the outlook for the week. But in any case, Virgo, you'll know what I'm talking about if you resonate with this spread. You'll be coming into the week really trying to get your hustle on, but by the end of the week, you'll be able to strategize. And it could be for some of you, I'm going to say that you're trying to get out of a really codependent or difficult or maybe even an abusive relationship. And you realize that the only way you can get out of it is by working really hard, hustling, maybe even on the side, so that your person doesn't even know how much money you're making. Some of you may be really trying to come out of a difficult situation here, because I see you working here and I see you strategizing here by the end of the week on how to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I imagine that you're trying to get away from this, or you're trying to stop it in some way. Right? But the only way you know how is by making sure you increase your financial stability and you make the right strategic decisions. Those of you who are doing that, just consider it being, you know, resonating with the spirit of the gazelle. Just be very watchful, be very careful, you know. If you're dealing with, you know, all kinds of negative energies around you, just be very watchful. You know, the spirit of the gazelle tells you what to do. You know, and you'll make the right decisions. This is your last spread. Two of Swords, Three of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Wow. So some of you are coming in, Virgo, with a decision that seems an impossible decision to make, right? You're coming into the week really worried about it. You have a lot of anxiety about it. And the one thing with Two of Swords is that it's all about finding balance, really, right? It starts off like feeling as though you have to make a decision, but ultimately, as you meditate on it, you think about it, you realize that the best way forward is to find a balance that's right for you, right? And this is oftentimes just a feeling of understanding a situation and making it work for you rather than being forced to react the way they want you to react, or react the way that someone has expected you to react. This is about really meditating on a situation and finding the best way forward for you. And oftentimes that way will be a form of balance. And Two of Swords is the card for balance. Coming into the week, certain events happen that really slow you down. And just as you're meditating on this, these events come in and it makes you feel like you really have to wait and slow down before you can make another decision in any case. Things are moving too fast for you to move ahead. So it's like you have to slow down for a minute and allow certain things just to settle and information to come in for you to get a better handle on what's going on so that you can move forward. By the end of this week, or maybe within the next couple weeks even, because this looks like a long-term reading, you do resonate with the King of Pentacles. And so that feels like somebody's going to be coming in for you, helping you out with a particular decision. I think this is obviously something that has a lot to do with career, business, and your passion. You may have the type of career where your passions run really high, where you're very emotionally invested. It's the type of career you actually feel passionate about. It may be something creative, but it's certainly a business or I'm going to say a strong sort of career where you are probably in a position of authority in some ways, right? Or certainly in a business, it may be your business. But anyway, by the end of this period, this King of Pentacles is going to be someone who comes in who already has a lot of experience in this area, who's going to help you make a lot of your decisions. It feels to me like you're definitely a little bit younger or not as experienced as this King of Pentacles energy that's coming in, because this person is very, very sort of, I'm going to say they may even be a little bit older is what it feels like to me. They are coming in. They may be a relative who's already been down the road that you've been down, or a good friend, but somehow they're going to come in, and they're definitely going to come in with sort of the best intentions for helping you, right? Or you're certainly going to be able to learn a lot or make a lot of good decisions going forward. Again, this is definitely a reading for a Virgo who is in a tricky situation business-wise and starting off the week with a couple of decisions they're having to make, and then just sort of waiting on them and having somebody else come in and show them a whole nother way to move forward that might be even more prosperous. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your outlook for March 15th to the 22nd. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. This was a reading for Virgo, March 15th to the 22nd. So go ahead. Check out your other readings that are in the links in the description below. But for right now, Virgo, have a wonderful week. And I shall see you next week for your weekly general outlook. Bye-bye now.